Welcome to the podcast. My name is David Shanhun, and these are the chats I wish I could have had with someone as I've created life as a full-time musician. If you're on that road and you need a friend, or you need to hear the same stories and struggles that you're going through from another human's mouth, you're in the right place. Connect with me at davidshanhun.com and let's move you into that space where you're really thriving and sharing your gifts with the world. Let's go. Hey team, welcome to the very last podcast of the year. Although, by the time this goes live, it will be 2024. So I am recording this. The gear is all packed in the car. I've done a gig this afternoon. I'm about to head out and play to welcome in the new year. And a lot of you will be in a similar position. You've either you've wrapped up the year. You probably, for a lot of you, have played New Year's Eve, or you are relaxing and giving yourself a high five for taking New Year's off this year. But which either way you find yourself, I want to acknowledge and thank you for joining me on this podcast, on this journey of music and life and gigging and navigating the path that's right for you. We tend often as musicians to give a lot of ourselves, a lot of our energy, a lot of our time. We make commitments like tonight to go and entertain other people while they're partying, while they're celebrating, while they're doing all the normal things, all the standard kind of like, this is a party night to celebrate with friends and that sort of thing. And hopefully you're doing a combo where you're with maybe other band members and you're having a celebration of your own. But also, if you've ever done a New Year's Eve solo entertaining, there's like this weird satisfaction that we get, I think, out of performing and entertaining everybody and being like everyone's mate for the eve, whilst playing and working, essentially. And the flip side of that is sometimes it can be incredibly lonely. We've touched on that, where you're like, you know, you kind of party with everyone and then everyone's like, thanks man, it's been amazing. And you're like, yeah, it's been awesome. And then you kind of turn around and you look and you have a whole bunch of gear to pack up. And and they're like, oh yeah, okay, right, pack up time and head off, you know. But this podcast really is to just acknowledge yourself. Take a moment to be like, you know what, however this year's gone, whatever's happened, good on you. You will have made some choices somewhere along the way that you're like, man, I'm stoked on that. That was awesome. That was really cool. I want more of that. Let's just invite more of that stuff in. And there's going to be some stuff where you're like, oh man, maybe I'm glad I did it, but I don't want to do it again. Or maybe it was just somewhere through the year you're like, wow, there's a bunch of things that I'm just like, I don't think I am glad I did it, and I don't want to do it again. Hopefully, with all that stuff, it's like you can use this as just a point to reset. Maybe you've got a day or two off, maybe not. Maybe you're straight back into like, you know, a couple of days, January 1st and 2nd of playing tunes. But just take a moment to like, you provide a lot of joy and a lot of love and a lot of amazing memories for a lot of other people by playing and doing the shows you do, whether that's on a really small scale, whether it's doing covers, whether it's doing originals. What you provide, it's very easy from our own perspective to be like, oh, it's nothing, it's just a thing. But genuinely, some of your shows are significant moments in people's lives. And who knows what show and which people, they may not even be the people that came up to you after a show and said, thank you, man. That meant the world to me. I had the most amazing night. It may be people that just snuck out the back and are like, who knows what stories. We got together at that ghost gig. We like met. There was a moment, I don't know, who knows. I could make up all sorts of stories and that could be the remainder of this podcast, but we won't go there. Partially because I'm going to keep this nice and short and snappy and just say I appreciate you all, and I hope you appreciate you. I really hope you take a moment, and even if you can't fully grasp what you might mean to other people, what you showing up and playing on the nights where you weren't feeling it, or you were struggling, or you had voice issues, or you were a bit sick and you're like, I turned up anyway, to the nights where you were just loving it, smashing it, it was amazing. I hope you appreciate what a gift it is that you give and bring to people by putting yourself out there playing music. And the second partially reason from before is I need to go and play a gig myself. So welcome to 2024. I hope it's an amazing, amazing year for you. I have some beautiful plans lined up myself, and I hope that you take the time, if you don't have some ideas and plans of what you're up to, that you do that. And if you already got that lined up, where you're headed and what's happening, then amazing. Keep dwelling in it, keep enjoying it, and much love from me over here in rainy New Zealand as it pans out for New Year's Eve. It is our summer. It's super humid and warm here in Auckland today, but it is raining. It looks like it's going to be that way for the eve. So thank you for joining me on this podcast, on the YouTube channel, on Instagram, however we connect, whether it's however it is, and welcome and best wishes and much love from me for 2024. See you later.